Hi, welcome to Candace Rose Yoga. Today we're going to stretch the upper back, lower back, legs, and hips. So to begin, you can bring a blanket to your mat or fold a towel for extra padding. Let's start with the knees about hip distance apart. Okay. Come on down to the floor and reach your arms all the way out onto the mat into the half tortoise posture. Now, if it's not comfortable to get down with the hips to the heels, you can also rest your forearms, one arm on top of the other, put your forehead on your arms, and rest something like this. So to begin, take a nice deep breath and turn your awareness inward. Bring your thoughts and your mind to this moment. Relax any tension in your arms and your shoulders, through the back, from the hips down the legs to your toes. And take a nice deep breath in and out through your nose. Now to begin, bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. So let's place the hands directly underneath the shoulders, the knees about hip distance, toes and feet relaxed. We're going to begin with your cat and dog tail stretch. So to start, tuck your chin in, exhale, round your back and shoulders, and then inhale, go ahead and arch and look up. Exhale, tuck your chin in, round your back and shoulders and pull that stomach in. Good. Inhale, look up, and arch your back. Let's do that a few times. Exhale, and inhale. Now with your next exhale, bring your hips back down to your heels again. Forehead to the mat, reach all the way out through your fingertips. Place your hands firmly on the mat and let's open the hands just a little bit wider than the shoulders so the small finger comes towards the edge of your mat. Fingers are spread wide, palms flat on the mat. Go ahead and come up onto your hands and knees. Now this is the position where I want you to keep your hands. Let your toes curl under, and you're going to lift your hips and press back into the downward facing dog. Now in this posture, keep your feet about hip distance apart. Let's bend the knees slightly. Keep lifting your hips towards the ceiling. Press the palms into the floor and lengthen and stretch through the shoulders, through the back. Take a deep breath. And one more. Good. Let the shoulders come forward. Bring your knees down onto the mat. Now I'm going to have you sit back towards the right heel and reach your arms over to the left. This is a half tortoise with a twist. You're going to stretch into that lower back on your right side. Stretch the shoulders in 2. Focus on your breath. 3, 4, and 5. Good, and come on up onto the hands and knees and let's switch over. Sit back towards that left heel. Reach your arms over to your right and stretch. Again, focus on your breathing. And 2. 3. 4. And 5. Good, and come back to center. Back up onto your hands and knees. All right, let's sit back towards the heels. Reach your fingertips out in front of you again. Come up onto your hands and knees and press back into the downward dog. And again, bend your knees slightly. Keep lifting the hips towards the ceiling. If your heels can come down to the mat, that's fine. If they can't, that's okay. Bend the knees slightly. Remember to keep your palms pressed into the mat, fingers spread wide. Now, let's do the runner's stretch. You're going to bend one knee and try to push that opposite heel down to the mat and alternate your legs back and forth. This is a great stretch for your calves. Good. Press back. Bring the shoulders forward, knees down to the mat, and let your hips come back to your heels. Okay, if your hands get a little sore or tired, open and close your fists a couple of times. Stretch out your fingers. Now, come on up onto your hands and knees again. Okay, and this time I want you to draw your right knee forward, up between your fingertips. Stretch your left leg back. Now take this right heel and turn the heel inward. Okay, so you're going to turn that right heel in, stretch your left leg back, look forward as you inhale, and then exhale, bring the chest down, rest your forehead right down onto your forearms, and relax. Okay, this is a variation on our half pigeon. Again, just focus on your breathing. Inhale and exhale deeply. And let's do one more breath. Inhale and exhale deeply. All right. Bring the chest up, hands firmly on the mat. Okay? Curl the toes under on that back foot. You're going to press the palms into the mat, lift your hips, and step your right foot back. So now you're back into your downward dog and stretch. And bring the shoulders forward. Let your knees come down to the mat. Slide the left knee up between your fingertips and turn your heel in. Okay, so the heel is by that right hip bone. Stretch your right leg back. Go ahead and look forward as you inhale and exhale as you bring yourself down. And again, you can rest your forehead right down onto your forearms. Slow, deep breaths. And just imagine that with each exhale, you can go a little deeper into each stretch. Your body's starting to relax. And one more breath. Inhale and exhale slowly. Good, and bring the chest up. Hands firmly on the mat. Okay, curl the toes under on that right foot. Go ahead and lift your hips and stretch your left leg back. Back into that downward facing dog. And once again, let's do the runner stretch. Bend one knee, push the opposite heel down into the mat. Back and forth. Good, and stretch, and bring the shoulders forward. Let your knees come down to the mat. Once again, bring your hips back to your heels, forehead down to the mat, and reach all the way out to your fingertips and relax. Okay, use your hands to help you come up into a kneeling posture. So now you're sitting on your heels. All right, let's add a little twist here. I'm going to have you twist to one side. You're going to reach back with your hand, touching the fingertips to the mat. Use your opposite hand onto the knee here. Good, and look over your shoulder. And twist over to the other side. Good, and come back to center. All right, let's curl the toes under and sit back on the heels. Okay. If this is painful for your feet, you can take some of the pressure off by leaning forward, but we're stretching out the toes and the feet. Good, and go ahead and come out of that posture and relax. All right? So thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and I'll see you again.